What if I told you that the most powerful skill you could ever develop isn't a secret investment strategy or a new productivity hack? What if the true superpower, the one that can change every single aspect of your life, is the ability to remain utterly and completely calm while everyone else around you is losing their minds? Think about it. That chaotic meeting at work where voices are raised, the tense family dinner where old arguments resurface, the sea of panicked faces you see on the news. In these moments, who holds the real power? It's not the loudest person, it's not the most frantic. It's the person who can see the situation clearly, without the fog of anger, fear, or anxiety. They are the eye of the storm. This isn't a genetic gift, it's a trainable skill. It's a science of the soul perfected by the ancient Stoics, emperors, playwrights, and warriors who faced plagues, exile, and war without losing their inner citadel. They discovered that while we can't control the world outside of us, we have absolute dominion over the world within. In this journey together, we're not just going to talk about this idea. We are going to give you the exact mental tools to build that inner fortress, to become that unshakable person you've always admired. Are you ready to learn how to stay calm when it matters most? The first and most foundational principle the Stoics gave us is perhaps the simplest, yet it is the most liberating rating idea you may ever encounter. It's called the dichotomy of control. It's the radical understanding that in this vast, chaotic universe, there are only two categories of things: those we can control and those we cannot. What falls into the first category? It's a surprisingly short list: your beliefs, your judgments, your choices, your actions, and your will. That's it. What falls into the second category? Literally everything else. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you, whether you get that promotion, whether you hit traffic on the way to work, even your own health to a large degree. Now, why is this so powerful? Because nearly all human anxiety, frustration, and suffering comes from a simple error. We try to control what we cannot, and we neglect to control what we can. We pour our energy into wishing the rain would stop, instead of grabbing an umbrella. We agonize over a rude comment someone made, trying to mentally will them to change their opinion, instead of examining our own judgment about their words. The Stoic says, stop. Redirect that wasted energy. Focus 100% of your effort on the one thing you have absolute power over, your own mind. When you truly internalize this, a profound shift occurs. You stop being a leaf blown about by the winds of circumstance and become a deeply rooted tree. The storms will still come, the winds will still howl, but they will no longer have the power to uproot you. This is not about apathy or inaction, it's about strategic action. It's about focusing your power where it has maximum impact. Let's bring this to life with a story. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, arguably the most powerful man in the world at the time. He wasn't sitting in a peaceful palace contemplating philosophy. He was on the brutal northern frontier, leading his legions against invading tribes, dealing with a devastating plague that was wiping out his empire, and facing political betrayal from his closest generals. His world was the definition of chaos. Yet, every night, in his military tent by flickering lamplight, he wrote what would become his private journal, a book we now call Meditations. He wasn't writing about military strategy. He was writing to himself, reminding himself of the dichotomy of control. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He couldn't control the plague. He couldn't control the betrayals. But he could control his response. He could choose to act with courage, justice, and wisdom. He focused on his character, not the chaos. That is how an emperor stayed calm while his world was literally burning. Now, how do we, who are not Roman emperors, apply this ancient wisdom? Let's break it down into 4 practical, actionable steps you can start using today. Think of these as exercises for your mind, designed to build your muscle of tranquility. First, practice the view from above. This is a powerful visualization technique. When you feel overwhelmed by a problem, a conflict at work, a financial worry, a personal failure, I want you to close your eyes. Imagine yourself floating up, out of your body, above the room you're in. Then float higher, above your building, above your city, seeing the cars like tiny ants. Go higher still until you see your entire country, then the curve of the earth, a beautiful blue and white marble suspended in the blackness of space. From this cosmic perspective, now try to find your problem. Try to find that stressful email or that argument you had. It becomes impossibly small, almost insignificant in the grand tapestry of existence. What this exercise does is it breaks the pattern of obsessive thinking. It provides immediate perspective. It reminds you that your problem, which feels all-consuming, is just a tiny blip in time and space. Marcus Aurelius did this constantly. He would reflect on the vastness of the past and the future to shrink his present anxieties. It's an instant dose of humility and calm. The second tool is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This might sound negative, but it's one of the most powerful Stoic techniques for building resilience. Most of us spend our lives trying not to think about what could go wrong. The Stoic does the opposite. In a calm, rational state, perhaps in the morning, you take a few minutes to contemplate the things that could go wrong during your day. You could get stuck in traffic and be late for a big meeting. Your presentation could fail. You could get into an argument with a loved one. You don't dwell on these things with fear. Instead, you do 2 things. First, you accept that these things could happen, which mentally prepares you. If they do occur, you're not shocked or outraged, you're ready. The surprise is often worse than the event itself. Second, you make a plan. If X happens, I will do Y. If I get stuck in traffic, I will use the time to listen to a podcast or call my parents. If my presentation fails, I will calmly ask for feedback and focus on improving for next time. By doing this, you are effectively vaccinating yourself against the emotional sting of adversity. You've already thought through the worst, and you've armed yourself with a rational plan. This turns fear into preparation and anxiety into strategy. The third, and perhaps most immediately useful tool, is mastering the cognitive pause. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." There is a space between what happens to you, a stimulus, and how you react to it, a response. For most people, that space is infinitesimally small. Someone cuts you off in traffic and instantly you are filled with rage. You get a critical email and instantly you feel defensive. The Stoics' work is to widen that space. In that space lies your freedom and your power to choose a wise response over a knee-jerk reaction. How do you do it? Start with your breath. The next time you feel a strong negative emotion rising, anger, frustration, fear, I want you to implement the 3-breath rule. Before you say a word, before you type a single letter, you stop and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. In that brief 10-second window, you are interrupting the emotional hijack of your brain. You are giving your rational mind, your prefrontal cortex, a chance to catch up. In that pause, you can ask yourself, is this in my control? Is my initial judgment true? What would be the most virtuous and effective way to respond? This simple habit, practiced consistently, can fundamentally change your interactions and your life. It is the practical application of emotional control. Our final and most profound tool is amor fati, a love of fate. This is the pinnacle of Stoic practice. It moves beyond mere acceptance of what happens to actively embracing it. It's the mindset that says whatever happens, good, bad, ugly, is exactly what was supposed to happen. It's not about being passive, it's about seeing everything as an opportunity. Fired from your job? Amor fati says this is an opportunity to find a career that truly fulfills you. A relationship ends? Amor fati sees an opportunity for immense personal growth and self-discovery. A global pandemic shuts down the world? Amor fati finds an opportunity to reconnect with family and reevaluate what's truly important. The great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by the Stoics, put it this way: "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. This is a challenging mindset, but it is the key to indestructible joy and tranquility. It's the belief that the universe isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. It transforms every obstacle into a stepping stone, every setback into a lesson. It is the ultimate way to remain calm, because you genuinely believe that whatever is happening is a necessary part of your journey. Now, let's tie this all together. These aren't just abstract philosophical ideas. They are a practical, interconnected system for living a good life. You start with the dichotomy of control to correctly sort what deserves your attention. You use the view from above to gain perspective on your problems. You practice premeditatio malorum to prepare for adversity and strip it of its power to shock you. You use the cognitive pause to ensure your responses are rational and wise, not emotional and destructive. And finally, you strive for amor fati, to love your life exactly as it is and find opportunity in every moment. Think about the people you admire for their composure, the leader who navigates a crisis with a steady hand, the friend who faces personal tragedy with grace and dignity, the parent who handles a child's tantrum with unshakable patience. What they all have in common is an internal locus of control. They have, consciously or unconsciously, built an inner citadel that cannot be breached by external events. This is what Stoicism offers you. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about not being a slave to it. It's about feeling anger but not acting from it. It's about acknowledging fear but not being paralyzed by it. It's about experiencing sadness but not being defined by it. Your journey with this philosophy begins now with one small choice. The next time you feel that familiar spike of anxiety or anger, don't just react. Pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? Take 3 deep breaths. Decide, with intention, how the best version of yourself would respond. This single act, this moment of conscious choice, is a revolution. It is you taking back the power. Every time you do it, you strengthen that muscle of tranquility. You lay another stone in the wall of your inner fortress. The world will continue to be a chaotic and unpredictable place. People will continue to lose control. That is not going to change. But you can. You can be the rock in the raging river, the calm eye of the hurricane, the one who doesn't just endure the storm, but learns to find peace within it. That is the promise of Stoicism, and that is the power that lies within you waiting to be unlocked. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of Stoic wisdom. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content that empowers your mind. Now I leave you with a question. Which of these Stoic tools will you try first, and why? Share your commitment in the comments below.